Welcome to our digitalized taxpayers briefing and orientation. I will be discussing to you other percentage taxes or simply percentage tax.
Now, let's begin by defining percentage tax. Percentage tax is a business tax imposed on persons, entities, or transactions specified under Section 116 to 127 of the National Internal Revenue Code of 1997 as amended and as required under special laws. In general, sila yung mga taxpayers who are not VAT registered, who sells goods, properties, or services, and whose annual gross sales or gross receipts na hindi lumalagpas sa 3 million pesos and who are VAT exempt under Section 109BB of the Tax Code. Lessor of residential units where the monthly rental exceeds 15,000 pesos pero yung aggregate of such rentals ay hindi lagpas sa 3 million pesos during the year. Those persons engage in operating cars for rent or for hire, transportation contractors, domestic carriers by land for the transport of passengers except those owners of bangka and animal-drawn two-wheeled vehicle, and those keepers of garages. International air or shipping carriers doing business in the Philippines. Those persons who are engaged in the following transactions or industries are mandated to file and or to pay percentage tax. Franchise grantees of gas and water utilities. Franchise grantees of radio and television broadcasting companies whose annual gross receipts do not exceed 10 million for the preceding year and did not opt to register as VAT taxpayer.
Overseas dispatch, message, or conversation from the Philippines transmitted by telephone, telegraph, and among others, except those transmitted by the Philippine government or any of its political subdivisions, diplomatic services, public international organizations, and news services. Those banks and non-bank financial intermediaries performing quasi-banking functions, and other non-bank financial intermediaries, including pawn shops, as clarified under Revenue Regulation 10-2004. Those persons, companies, or corporations doing life insurance business in the Philippines, except those purely cooperative companies or associations. Fire, marine, and miscellaneous agents of foreign insurance companies. Those operator of cockpits, cabarets, night and day clubs, boxing exhibitions, professional basketball games, high-alay and racetracks, including video gay bars, karaoke bars, among others, as clarified under RMC 18-2010. And lastly, those winnings and dividends in horse races are subject also to percentage tax. Now that we are done in identifying taxpayers who are mandated to file and to pay the percentage taxes, let's proceed on how should we file and pay the corresponding percentage tax returns. Ito ang mga dapat tandaan sa pag-file at pagbayad ng percentage tax. Una, mga paraan sa pag-file. I-accomplish lamang ang BIR Form 2551Q through manual filing or through EFPS para sa ating mga taxpayers na mandated to use the EFPS facility. Or panghuli, through EBIR Forms offline package na maaaring ma-download sa ating website through www.bir.gov.ph.
In general, the BIR form to be used for percentage taxes is BIR Form 2551Q. So paano naman kung percentage taxes ay may kaugnayan sa pagbebenta ng shares of stocks listed and traded through the local stock exchange or through initial public offering or secondary offering? Ang mga nasabing taxpayers are required to use BIR Form 2552.
Question: ano-ano ang mga documentary requirements na dapat nating ihanda sa pag-file ng percentage tax returns? Una, kailangan i-accomplish ang BIR Form number 2551Q o ang quarterly percentage tax return. Pangalawa, kung merong Certificate of Creditable Tax Withheld at Source o BIR Form number 2307. Pangatlo, the duly approved tax debit memo if applicable. Pang-apat, kung ito ay amended return, dalhin lang ang proof of payment at ang previously filed tax returns.
After ma-download ng BIR Form 2551Q, punan ang taxpayer's information. Tulad ng return period, taxpayer's identification number or TIN, taxpayer's name, taxpayer's registered address, at marami pang ibang mahahalagang impormasyon. Sa likod ng BIR Form 2551Q, makikita ang Schedule 1 or ang computation ng percentage taxes. Ihanda ang books of accounts and other accounting records, suriin at itotal upang mapunan ang taxable amount. Pagkatapos mapunan ang taxable amount, atin namang isunod na i-identify ang corresponding percentage tax rate ng nasabing transaction. Kung hindi sigurado sa kung anong percentage tax rate ang gagamitin, maaaring tignan ang likurang bahagi ng BIR Form 2551Q upang makita ang lahat ng percentage tax rate per different types of transactions. In general, before the effectivity of the CREATE Act, ang percentage tax rate ay nasa 3%. However, on July 1, 2020 to June 30, 2023, or upon the effectivity of the CREATE Act, the percentage tax rates in general is reduced to 1%. After ma-identify ang taxable amount at ang kanyang corresponding percentage tax rates, maaari nang makompute ang percentage tax due under Item 14 of the BIR Form 2551Q. The computed percentage tax due is reduced by tax credits or tax payments and is increased by penalties if filed or paid late. Pagkatapos mag-file, pwede na itong bayaran sa alinmang authorized agent banks under the jurisdiction of the RDO kung saan nakarehistro ang iyong negosyo. Paano naman kung walang authorized agent banks? Maaari itong bayaran sa ating revenue collection officers kung saan nakaregister ang iyong business. Maaari din itong bayaran through online payment platforms such as GCash Mobile Payment, Land Bank of the Philippines Linkbase Portal, DBP Tax Online, at marami pang ibang online payment platforms. Tandaan na ang deadline for BIR Form 2551Q or percentage tax returns in general ay within 25 days after the end of the taxable quarter. And that ends our discussion for percentage taxes.